Hi and welcome to episode 10 of Branchline, this beginner's model railway journey. So what I thought I'd do in this episode is give you a quick recap of where I'm up to with the layout. I started by erecting the baseboard in October 2021. It's now January 2022 and I've been quite busy actually, although I've not always had the camera running. I've done quite a lot, so I thought I'd show you around what I've got so far and a few big gaping gaps in the baseboard that need to be filled, and your advice and thoughts are welcome on those. We'll catch up at the end of the video when I've given you a quick tour. I'll talk to you briefly about how I did some of the things because I didn't always show you them, and I hope you enjoy it. So I'll see you at the end. For those of you who may not have seen the earlier episodes, and if not, why not, it's an 8-foot by 4-foot baseboard which was erected in 3 sections. You can actually see one of them here. I had originally planned to use a Hornby track plan layout, but instead followed this one that was designed for me by a member of the BRM online forum. It's got 2 main lines, large ovals, 2 long sidings at the front, a large depot area towards the rear, which I will use as an ingle nook siding puzzle, 2 platform areas and a head shunt which will hold a single track engine shed. I've started modelling the scenery from the outside edges inwards because the large expanse of untracked area is something I'm giving a lot of thought to in terms of how that will be laid out. I've started penciling out an idea, and so far it includes a circular road leading to a car park for a parcels office and the depot with some agricultural land in the centre. I've put Woodland Scenics ground cover between the 2 long sidings at the front, and then also used some 2mm static grass here randomly to give a sort of rough space between the 2 tracks. That power track, the Hornby power track, is no longer in use as I've wired the baseboard. And to give the layout some interest, I've modelled a small hillside or raised ground area and a small hill on the bottom left hand side. I made the raised ground area on the left by building up layers of wood filler, and for the small hill I shaped some bubble wrap which I then covered with the wood filler. The darker areas on the top are actually dried and used coffee grounds that seem to have given some detail to it. I'm very lucky to live in a beautiful part of County Kerry, Ireland, and this is the view from my front garden, and I tried to model the hill on it. At the bottom left hand third of the baseboard, just above the rough ground and the hill area, are 2 sets of 2 sidings, and I've ballasted these with coal looking ballast. I intend it to be a depot and a goods yard area. My plan is to also use this section for an ingle nook sidings puzzle. At the top right hand side of the baseboard there is in the centre a depot area with a single track engine shed. On one side of that is a small road. In front of that is a small copse of trees and 2 buffer stops, which are probably too modern actually for the layout that I'm planning. I made the hard standing area outside the engine shed a thin layer of wall filler and then put score lines into it just before it had set. I then put glue along those lines and used 2mm static grass from the Hornby static grass puffer bottle to make it look as though there were weeds growing. I painted the area behind the shed dark brown and then put down some 2mm autumn grass and 6mm patchy grass with the Warworld Scenic static grass applicator. I also used my fingers to rough this up and then lay more down to give a kind of rough ground appearance. There are 2 platform areas going towards the centre of the layout. I've painted these concrete grey colour with acrylic paints, but this needs to be redone. One area will have a double-sided platform and another a single-sided platform, and then on the very right hand side there will be a parcels office. I've made this already using a Metcalfe card kit, and I've also been busy in time between building the scenery to make more Metcalfe kits that will go on the layout. These include a double track engine shed that will go in the Inglenook sidings area, a goods shed, a workshop and a small weighbridge office, as well as a station. One quite fiddly and messy job I did recently was to soak small pieces of balsa wood in a fresh engine oil paint from MIG and then lay these out as a walkway across the tracks to give what would look like access to certain areas of the layout that couldn't ordinarily be crossed. I can actually remember walking across similar trackways at my local railway station in the north of England when I was quite young. So this was quite a satisfying job to do, and in the end it turned out quite well. So that's a quick tour. I hope you found it interesting. Of course, that baseboard in the middle needs a lot of work, and I've been giving it a lot of thought, which is why I've left it to the end really. I need to build a road. I've sent for some knock road drawing, road building kits, and I need to plan that out. I thought for the middle space actually I might make a small farm, so I've sent for some more Metcalfe buildings, some farm buildings in this case, and I've got a ploughed field ready to go. I probably won't use all of it. Basically came on a piece of corrugated card, so that will go down at some point, and also some static grass fields as well. So there's more to do. Your thoughts and comments are very welcome, and thank you to those people who have subscribed recently. The more subscribers I get, of course, the keener I will be to keep going and showing you what I'm doing, so hope that might be possible for you. And thanks again, and I'll see you in the next episode.